Welcome to Forever Unbreakable, everyone. Tonight I am joined by Helena. We're going to try this. Delau. Did I get it right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Man, I'm getting on fire with these last names. All right. So we've got Helena and her mother, Suzanne, here tonight in the studio. And it is actually this evening. So excited about this one. Helena, how old are you?
8 years old.
8 years old. Do you know that you're the youngest person I'm going to have on the podcast so far?
I didn't know that.
Now you do. It's pretty awesome. I'm super excited about it. It's it shows, and through this episode, we're going to find out that it doesn't matter what age you are, you can start something that has impact, changes lives, and begins to cause a movement around people to better the community that we live in. Because you started it at 8 or before, as we're going to find out here shortly. So let's get into some of the questions. So what did you start?
I started a Something for Nothing group.
So what is a Something for Nothing group? What do you guys do?
It's about where kids or adults can do kind things without trying to get anything in return, like medals or money or anything like that.
Yeah, so you can just go out and do, rake somebody's leaves, for instance, and not receive anything back, but maybe a thank you at most. Like, how old were you when you started this? Were you 8 when you started this?
I think I just turned 8.
Okay, so late 7, early 8. So how did you come up with this, or what sparked this idea?
Well, my papa, he used to do very kind things like that, and my mom still does it.
Nice. So you just saw them doing it, and you were like, I want to do this. So what was the first step that you did to start this process? Did you just go do something kind for somebody, or what was your first step?
Well, the first thing, I have kind of like a private Facebook thing on my mom's phone, and we just kind of make videos. Like the first thing, I introduced myself, and then for the second thing, I have weekly challenges. The first one that I did was a compliment challenge. You have to try to do 5 compliments a day for a week.
How hard was that?
It was pretty easy because it was just, and then we got harder and harder. So the second one that we did was for a girl that just got cancer. The girl that just finished having cancer. Her name was.
She was in remission. Right?
Yeah.
Nice. How old was she?
She was in kindergarten, so about 5 or 6.
Wow. And so she just beat cancer. Do you know what type of cancer it was?
No, not that
We don't. It was a sister of a boy that was in her grade at her school, and you said that she would routinely come up and hug her brother at lunch. And so they kind of her and her friends picked up on this little girl and got to know her story. And she was you said she's just super sweet.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do something kind for her to say good job. So
No,
that's how they started.
that's awesome. So you made cards for her, and then brought them there. So how many cards did you guys make, do you think?
I don't know, about we received some in the mail, so I think we had about 3 or 2 huge bags full of them, so probably about 50 at the most, probably.
I would say about 50 cards, and then we also
that's crazy.
Some people do gift bags and things that they wanted just to go directly to her. We had no idea what was in them. It was just directly for her.
Yeah.
And we dropped them off, and she was presented with all these kind words and encouragement, just letting her know what an awesome job she did and how valuable she is as a person. So
That's awesome. Because and I've now seen the closed group. It's 100 and some people in there.
about 100 people.
So you have a 50% success rate from that group. If you're getting about 50 cards, right? That's huge. So Fourth Who right now we've got 3,500 people on our Facebook page, and we get probably 100-person turnout to a lot of things. So I mean, that's I think 3%. Doing quick math in my head, 4%, somewhere in there. You're getting 50% return of the people that are a part of your group. That's huge. That at 8 years old, you're already hitting success numbers and building a group that's willing to take the time. And yeah, it doesn't take a lot of time to write a card, but for the people who have to mail it, I don't know about you. I hate going to the post office.
I agree.
I hate putting a stamp on something. I don't even have stamps
Right.
here. So to see people do that takes time and effort and energy. Or to hand deliver the cards to you guys, or however you went about getting those cards. Like, it says a lot about the group that you've already established. So how long have you guys been a group? When did you create this Facebook group?
About December.
Well, we started talking about it, I would say, in December.
Okay.
And again, as she mentioned, we've done little things that we didn't really put them on the Something for Nothing group. We would just go and do them ourselves. And I think that's when it kind of caught on. So at the end of winter, and you're going kind of stir crazy in the house, we're thinking, okay, well, maybe there's something to this. Maybe we can actually, bring some more people into it. So I'd probably say 4 months or so. We've done just a couple challenges. It took a while to gather up the things for the kindergartner that we were just speaking of. So we're getting back in momentum now here, and we've got some other great ideas as well. So we're looking forward to adding more and more people, just in awareness. So
Yeah. So being a closed group, it's a little tough to get people to just, because you can't find it, right?
Right.
It's basically invite only right now.
Right.
So when are you guys looking to open this up and make it so that more people, so that the next time you do, let's call it a card campaign, the next time you do something like that, you receive 500 cards?
Right.
Because that's what'll happen. Like, I can already see, like, this thing is, it's about to turn into like the tire going down the hill, or the snowball going down the hill. It's just going to get bigger, stronger, faster. Because that's what's happening. Like, you can already see Sharon, who introduced us. She was showing me some of the stuff on there, and you can already see the numbers growing, the numbers of likes that hit a post, the amount of people participating in that. Like, it's crazy. And so you guys are, as soon as you release this public, like, I think it's going to be awesome, and I think it's going to have huge impacts on people all around the community.
Yep. And I think that was the intent. At first we kept it closed just because we knew there were kids, and there were kids on the videos, and some of her friends that helped make the videos. So we just wanted to make sure that it was safe and secure.
Which is really smart. In today's day and age, you have to, with everything that goes on in the world, and how nasty of a world we live in at times. We have to.
Exactly.
So that is super smart.
So that was the intent originally, but and we do have some people that are not from this area. So I think part of the next activity that we're gonna be doing, we would like to challenge them in their local areas as well. So we want to get that out there, but we're just a little careful right now is how we do that. So
which is smart. I didn't even think about that until you said it, because I was like, get this out there.
Yeah.
People need to know.
the creepers, we just want to be careful.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's awesome. Hey, and it's super important that you do all of the checks and balances before you do something. But I mean, you guys you're on to something huge through something really quite simple. Come up with an idea to make somebody's life better, and then challenge a bunch of people to do it.
That's exactly it. I think, as she had mentioned her papa before, right? What did Papa always used to say?
He always used to say, count your blessings.
Right. So that's kind of one of the words that we live by is count your blessings. We have so much, and again, it doesn't necessarily need to be monetary or something like that. You can do, like you said before, rake a yard or offer to help someone load their groceries. We just did that the other day. So just the little things really make a difference, and people, it's amazing just to see someone smile who is not expecting something so little. And especially when an 8-year-old goes up and does it voluntarily. I mean, the look on their face is like, oh, really?
Yeah.
And I know there's other kind kids out there, just like you said, and we just want to bring that together and bring those kids that want to make the difference, because it's a tough world out there right now. So.
Yeah, and a lot of times we don't teach our youth to do this stuff, because a lot of us sit back and feel sorry for ourselves. Oh, I don't make enough money, I don't this, I don't that, I'm not in shape enough, I'm overweight, I'm yada, 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 right? All these million excuses.
Right.
And we present these negativity and negative things like, oh, that person's better than us because they drive a nicer car.
Right.
That person's better than us because they live in a nicer home. And we're not teaching our children the future America,
right,
to help one another and not be so judgmental. And you're breaking down that wall. Like, at 8 years old, you're already breaking down that wall. Wait till you're 18, 28, 38, and you're still doing it. The momentum and movement you'll have created then is when you do things like this, you'll now be challenging thousands or hundreds of thousands of people to go and give 5 compliments. And imagine how much better the world would be if 100,000 people went and gave 5 compliments. It's crazy to think about, huh?
Uh-huh.
Have you thought about the effect that you're having and how far it could reach in the future?
Well, not a lot because I'm usually just like making the videos, but I knew that there would be some kind of impact on the world from this. So,
Hey, I mean, you're already starting. And so when you go and help somebody put their groceries in their car, you make a positive impact on that one person, right? When you create the video that then challenges people, if you had 50 people go give 5 compliments, that's what, 250 compliments that were given? It's 250 people's days that got better. I love getting a compliment. So even something as simple as like nice shoes.
Right?
It makes you feel good. It's like, yeah, I picked these things out. So that's awesome. So talk about what are some of the other challenges you guys have done, or what are some other challenges that you want to do here in the future?
well, the one that I'm just starting right now is my next video for for helping St. Joseph's homeless shelter in Green Bay, St. Johnson.
Nice.
And so I met with this girl, Ashley, and she like took us around the center and told us what we needed. Like a couple of the things that they needed were shaving cream,
Right.
sunscreen, ponchos.
So what are we going to do? What's your intention now? We're going to make a video letting people know, for one, that it's there, right? That it's a need. And working together with the center to try to find out what the real fundamental needs are, but also do some kind things in conjunction with what kind of things did you say that you want to do for the guests that go to the homeless shelter?
Well, I wanted like people to come with, and they would get like cards, flowers, placemats that have good messages on them, and then just like hand them out to them to like make their day, like the flowers and cards.
No, that's awesome. That's super cool because they need those pick-me-ups, and especially when it comes from a child. Like, it's impossible to hate your life when a child shows up super happy to just be alive, and that smile. I was talking to Tim, the episode before you guys, about his contagious smile and his friend that he had lost from cancer's contagious smile. And when you do that, the people in those homeless shelters, I've been to a couple of them to help out from time to time, and they oftentimes they're struggling, and so they're not very happy, and some of them haven't smiled in what I feel like is years. And you come in there as a ball of joy, it's impossible not to smile, So I can't imagine too when they get to read those, the placemats and things like that, things that have some sentimental and emotional value to them. Like it's going to mean far more than giving them a dollar bill ever would, because it shows, hey, you didn't just, throw money at me, but rather you chose to try to change my life.
Right.
So I think that's big. That's awesome. So what other ones do you guys got in mind?
Well, I'm thinking of collecting stuffed animals maybe, or
We talked about yard work possibly for someone in need. Maybe people nominating some people, whether it be a senior citizen or just someone who needs some yard work, maybe that can't do that themselves. Gathering a bunch of kids and going over there and parents and just going through the yard and cleaning it up and just good old-fashioned hard work.
Yeah, well, the cool thing is as you guys grow, right, because this is going to continue to grow. There's no way that it doesn't, especially with the passion to start this at 8 years old. That doesn't leave. Like it only grows this fireball inside of you of excitement to continue to do more. So what I already see happening, like I'm just visioning this, and I think it's awesome, is that you won't just be doing 1 yard at a time when people nominate. If they nominate 10 people and you push it out on Facebook, hey, we've got, or Instagram or whatever, hey, we've got 10 people that need assistance with yard work. Can we get 10 crews together? And you will have 10 crews to the point of where you have to tell people, hey, we have too many people signed up. wait till the next go around of nominees, or you'll revisit some of the ones that you thought you were going to have to turn down. And so that's the direction you guys are headed, which is super exciting. And it's cool to get you guys on here right now while it's still in the beginning stages.
Still fresh.
And because I'm excited to bring you guys on a year from now and hear where you guys have gotten to and the bigger, things that are coming, the what's nexts of what's coming. So to step back a little bit, what did you think the first time that your daughter comes home and is like, I'm gonna create this thing that's gonna help more people? Like what was your thought? How did that go down?
Well, obviously, very proud for one.
Yeah.
We have 2 girls. My husband and I have 2 girls, and one thing that we always say between each other is we say the one thing that we want in life is our children to be kind. That's one thing that we've just from the time we were married, before we even had children, we just said that's one thing that's very important for us, to just give kindness, because it's something that's irreplaceable. And so to hear her on her own one day just say to me, "Hey Mom, I'm thinking about this. Wouldn't it be cool if I made a video and try to get a bunch of people together, to do nice things?" And I was like, oh, they listen.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, that was the first thing.
Yeah, you're like, I won.
A little bit. But then, when we stepped back, I was extremely proud. As she mentioned, my dad was very big on helping people silently. He did it for the purpose of just helping people. And he didn't tell many people that he did. I was one of the only people who actually knew that he did a lot of these things, because he didn't do it for recognition. He didn't do it so that, someone would say, great job, but he just did it for the purpose of doing it.
Yeah.
So that was amazing to hear her want to continue that. So.
Which is exactly what you guys are doing, but you're actually making an even bigger impact by, challenging people to do it too.
Right.
Like, that's the crazy part, because you could have gone and done this your whole life. Nobody knows. But there's and I tell people there's a time and a place where you have to stand up and make it known what you're doing so that you can get other people to do it.
Right.
It took me till I was like 28 years old to figure that out. So, yeah, you figured it out 20 years before me. And I'd like to think I'm a pretty young person when I figured it out. So I think that's awesome. And I can't imagine. So how many kids do you have?
We have 2. We have 2 girls.
Okay. And your sister's older or younger?
So Helena
Younger.
is 8, and then her younger sister, Willa, is 4.
Nice. So you're waiting to see if she's got the same thing going.
Yeah.
Did I hit twice?
Let's hope it worked 2 times. But yes.
No, and I think it will, because you look up to your siblings.
Absolutely.
And so I think you're already gonna have a huge effect on your sister, but you've also got a huge effect on the community. And one of the ways that is very evident is when I told Sharon about the podcast and what was going on, she immediately, sent me her name or called me, and she was like, "Oh my God, you have to have her on," yada, yada, yada. And I was like, Sharon, she's 8 years old.
Yeah.
Like, they have to have a story.
Right.
Who's got a story at 8 years old? And she tells me the story, and I was like, when can she come on? Because I think it's so cool, because like, most of us don't start down this road, and a lot of us quit as soon as we started.
Right.
We do essentially one video, and we're like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? And I'm sure you're saying that at times, because I know starting this process is not easy. And sometimes you don't get the rewards. Like, I'm amazed that you got 50%. I've never once gotten 50% to show up to anything or do anything. So the fact that you got 50% is amazing. So props to the people around you, but now you're creating, all of this movement and excitement around it. Like, I'm super excited for you guys. And you're going to see that once more people find out about it. Because right now, only the 100-ish people that are members of the closed group have any idea about it.
Right.
So now, like, when you get to the point that you're ready to expand it, let me know, and I'm going to blast it up on the Forever Unbreakable stuff. But like, you're going to have a huge effect. And with me running the veterans nonprofit, when you guys want to do some sort of something towards the veterans community, let me know, and we'll get together and we'll compile an idea.
Okay.
And we'll launch it. We'll be able to launch it through HUA And through that, so then you're going to have a reach by the time that video is done, that'll reach for sure 10,000 plus people. So if you can even get, 10% of that 10,000, that's 1,000 people to take action on one thing.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, you'll go from 50 to 1,000 overnight. That's crazy to think about. Is that scary? Does that scare you a little bit?
Not really, but it just makes me happy.
That's awesome, because that's what it should do. That's what it should do. That's super awesome. That's super exciting. For me, I was scared my first time. So how are you thinking about, as you know that this is going to develop and grow? Like what crosses your mind as the mother, as you know, okay, my daughter, she's 8, she's still got to focus on her education.
Right.
On top of this, do you play sports? I know you're in dance.
Yeah, I'm in dance, and then I play basketball.
Yeah, so you've got those commitments in enjoying life and enjoying your childhood, but now you've got something that requires work. So how does that make you feel as a mother, knowing that this is the journey that is now the family is going to be headed down, not just your daughter?
Right. We did have a discussion when we first started this, and I told her that I will help her however she needs me to help, but number one, the ideas have to be yours, right? Because I don't want to drive it. If she truly wants to do this, I want it to come from her. So the ideas have to be yours, and I need to approve them just to make sure that everything is in check and age appropriate.
Yeah.
But it does. I mean, it does take up time. We try to do the videos on the weekends just to make sure that schoolwork is done. I don't want her double dipping. Just I want her to think about, be mindful. I guess that's probably a better way of putting it. Be mindful of what she wants to do. But let's get through school. Let's get through dance, and then weekend when it's relaxing time, when you feel centered, and then let's make your next challenge or video. So yeah, I think it's just we're going to keep kind of making sure we do keep a balance. I do think that's important. And we originally thought like once a month, and we thought that was a little heavy for trying to get activities done just with her age. So we're kind of doing it as we feel comfortable. So hopefully every couple months we can get an actual challenge. But on the Facebook group, we did encourage people to start posting ideas. I think people are a little nervous yet to post anything, but we encourage them as well. Like, you can do a compliment challenge. That doesn't need like a big video or doesn't need anything. If you want to throw something out there, or we talked about even having a movie night at our house outside, possibly, where they put them on the big projector screens.
Nice.
And watch the movie Wonder, if you've seen the movie Wonder.
I have not, but I will watch it.
It's amazing.
It's about a boy that had like 27 plastic surgeries on his face, and people don't treat him like he's important.
And you really liked the movie, right? And you thought that that'd be something fun, like invite people over, bring snacks, and just hang out and watch the movie in the backyard. So different things that maybe don't require as much time, but just still grouping together for, a bigger purpose than ourselves.
Yeah,
So.
grouping is so powerful. And I tell it to so many people, I'm like, I wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for my support system, for that group around me. And that's what you have now built, is a support system. People, all those people on there believe in you, believe in your idea and your mission, and they want to be a part of it. And that's the power in a group. And that's why 50 people sent cards like it was nothing, And let's say 50 people went and did the compliment challenge. That was 250 compliments paid. Like, that's huge. Absolute significance. And I think it's cool that you guys aren't doing it, every week. Because every week it could be a challenge. Because there's only so much time. And people are giving to other, organizations and donating their time in other ways as well. So it's like, oh, here comes another challenge.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to do this one. And they're able to do it, and then they're able to go back to helping in the ways that they were helping before.
Right.
So I think it's really cool. Like, I'm excited for whatever your next challenge is. I'm gonna try and get in on it. So I think it's such a neat idea, and it's super unique. And the fact that like people don't do it. I keep thinking of the movie. Have you guys seen the movie Pay It Forward?
No.
I feel like I have. But.
So it's a movie about a kid who does this, like, where he does something nice to 3 people. And then when they ask him how to pay him back, he just says, pay it forward to the next person. pay it forward to 3 people. So if one person pays it forward to 3 people, and then those 3 people pay it forward to 3 people, that we're now at 9, and so on.
16.
Yeah, and so on and so forth. So, that's exactly what you're starting basically is you're coming up with an idea. You're using the technology that we have out there today through social media to be able to mass it out to people and cause that effect. Then you're going and doing the same thing yourself to affect people that aren't in your social media group. And hopefully, if 250 people were paid compliments and they all went and paid it to 300 people, to 3 people, a single compliment, we're now at 750 compliments that were issued out like that.
That's quite a bit.
It's cool. You guys will have to watch that movie. It's a super good movie.
Okay.
When I watched it, I was like, God, why don't we do that? Like, why doesn't that happen?
Right.
And I think part of it is people are afraid.
I agree. I completely agree. You were nervous too, though, when you first certain things that you would do. Remember when we went to the restaurant that one night when we were eating dinner, and there was that man that was sitting at the table?
By himself.
And what did you do?
I went over and said if he needed any company because he was sitting there by himself. He was about like 84 years old, and he was just sitting there. So then me and my sister, we decided to go over and ask if he needed company, and then we just talked to him for a little bit.
And I guaranteed that made his day. Because you never know what somebody's going through. But how nervous were you to go up and talk to a man that you've never met before?
I was pretty nervous, but I knew it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, so you did it. And it's that simple. No matter how scared you are, it's the right thing to do. So do the right thing. Like, when you break it down, it's quite simple. But, like, I know that there's times where I've been super nervous to approach anybody about something or anything. And I think that's why so many people are afraid to do certain things. To go pay a stranger a compliment can be a difficult thing. It can be a very difficult thing. And in society, if somebody pays me a compliment, I almost look at them first like, who are you talking to? You weren't talking to me.
Right.
You don't know me.
Right.
And it's sad that that's the way our society has turned into, is we're almost standoffish. So you're also breaking some barriers and building confidence. And at 8 years old, you're building self-confidence. And you probably don't even realize that, do you? But you are. So when you get older, you're going to have so much more confidence about yourself and who you are. And your ability to handle situations is going to be far, far greater than your peers. And that's super cool to think about.
That is super cool.
So what do you want to be when you grow up?
When I grow up, I want to be either a dentist or a doctor who finds cures for kids with diseases.
Wow, that is crazy. At 8 years old, to know that when you get older, you want to help fix people. That's awesome. It's wild. You're gonna crush life. It is awesome. It's crazy. So, do you guys have anything else you want to bring up from Something for Nothing?
No, I guess just once we get it going and get it out there, we'd love people to join and hop on the bandwagon, because the goal is to touch people, like you said. So
yeah, as soon as you guys have it out there for mass public, I'm gonna help you guys blow it up to the best of my ability. Get some media involved and things like that, and that'll help tremendously. So I'll help you guys get some media contact lists going and stuff too. So then you can get this stuff on the news, and then you'll reach thousands more people. So, Mom, you better be ready for some growth. It's awesome. A while down the road, but exciting stuff. So, what does Unbreakable mean to you? Like, how do you feel about the word unbreakable?
Unbreakable kind of means I try to do good things when decisions are hard, to do the right thing, but do the right thing when it's hard. Well, in other words, just be kind. Knowing that I have strong family and friends who support me. Knowing that people can try to look for the good in others.
No, that's perfect. Because that's really what you're doing and what it is you're making other people around you stronger. You're making them more unbreakable. And it's all through kindness. Which is, some people look at like unbreakable as you have to do these really, really tough things to make yourself as a stronger person. And you're doing it the exact opposite way, and it's working phenomenally well. And you're making people stronger all around you because you're giving them a better life, more of a reason to continue on and continue to choose to live. That 84-year-old man, he might have lost his wife the day before.
Yeah, I think.
And not have any family, Mm-hmm. And you just gave him a reason not to go and try and join her today, but to stay alive and keep fighting.
Right. And that's something we've always talked about too, that strength comes in many different forms. Some people have, muscle strength. Some people have perseverance. Other people have, whatever it may be. And we've always told her since she's been little, I said she's an old soul. And her superpower is kindness. She has the ability, it's true, no matter where she is, she has that innate ability to walk in a room and just lighten the load, whatever it may be. It's from the time she's been born. So we're happy to see her grow in other ways, but this is something that I'm happy that she's choosing to grow in for herself.
Yeah, it's so awesome. And like it's such a powerful idea. Like, I want to challenge everybody who's listening to go give 3 compliments in the next 24 hours. Like, don't you think everybody who's listening should do that?
Yeah.
What do you say? They have to be genuine?
They have to be genuine, they have to be kind, and they have to be like, you can't just walk up to someone and say, hey, I like your shoes, when you really don't actually give something that you really, like...
means something to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's awesome. I like that. I like that there's parameters to it, so the compliment actually means something when you deliver it. Mm-hmm. Instead of just, like you said, hey, nice shoes. Even though I like that,
right,
you still want to give a compliment that
you mean
is far greater, and actually has some, personality and meaning to it.
Right.
So I think that's awesome that there's some parameters to it. So you guys all heard it. Some genuine compliments, 3 of them in the next 24 hours. You've now been challenged. And I'm going to go do the same thing. I'm going to do it now, and then I'm going to do it when I actually launch this.
Perfect.
So I think that's awesome. So do you have a different definition of unbreakable yourself, or...
I would second what she says. Unbreakable, just doing what you know in your heart is the right thing to do. Sometimes it's hard to make the right decision, something that's meaningful. So I think unbreakable means pushing through it, just grit. I guess grit, that's probably, unbreakable means grit to me. Yeah. Getting through the rough times and being positive. Because it's easy to wake up and I think you choose to be happy or you choose to be unhappy. And as you talked about at the very beginning, energy, positive energy.
Yeah.
I think unbreakable is getting up and saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get through it. It may not be the best situation, or it may be the best, but I'm going to choose to be unbreakable. I'm going to choose to be the best version of myself that I can be.
And you guys are both doing that. And you're going to have that grit as you do more and more of this, because it's not easy sometimes, especially like getting out there and giving those first compliments. That wasn't easy, but you did it. And you're challenging people to do things that aren't easy. As you said, some of these are getting more difficult challenges. So people have to remain unbreakable to go out and do that. And that's awesome. So what's next? What do you got next in life?
Well, I'm making my Something for Nothing St. John's video. Making more videos. Dance. 3rd grade. I'm going into 3rd grade.
3rd grade. Nice. Where are you going to 3rd grade at?
At Dickinson Elementary School.
Do you have a favorite teacher?
I like all the teachers a lot.
All of them? Yeah, that's a safe
Smart answer.
That's a safe answer. You're good. You're good. I probably would have thrown out my favorite teacher right away.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. So what is your what's next? Do you have a what's next?
I don't know. I guess I just... I want to support her any way that I can with the group, obviously, and specific thing what's next. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I guess just be the best version of myself that I can be. And I think part of that is just being a role model, hopefully, for her and my other daughter, and just keep banging through life. And
Yeah, obviously you're both role models for your children, because your daughter is doing something that no other 8-year-old is doing. Like I said, when Sharon first approached me, I was like, an 8-year-old Sharon, like, what do they have for a story? And I feel horrible now. I'm like, I can't wait to meet more 8-year-olds. I can't wait to meet the 7-year-old who's got the story. You know, my assumption was like, okay, at 8, it's probably a cancer survivor type story. Mm-hmm. But to be doing something bigger than yourself, having not had to, is a remarkable story that just doesn't exist. And if it does, people aren't getting to hear it. And I think it's super important that you continue to do what you're doing and continue to push your message and your dream, because others will follow. And through that, you're creating change and movement. And that is going to help this community and this world be a better place to live. So when you get older, our community will be a better community. And I think that's super, super awesome. So I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
And sharing
Thank
that,
you.
because what this is going to do is this is going to hopefully let other 7, 8, 9-year-old kids know, hey, I can create change too. And I can go out and do something similar. And together we can make, the community of Appleton and then the community of Oshkosh. And all these communities just get better and better and better because of 8-year-old kids going out and doing something to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's huge. You guys got anything else you want to say to the Forever Unbreakable listeners?
Make sure to be kind every day.
It's a good message. Be kind every day.
I like it. I love it, actually. It's way more than like. So, all right, everybody. Remember to be kind every day. Remember to stay unbreakable. But more importantly, be kind. And don't forget, you owe us 3 compliments. All right? Take care. We're out.